Hello everybody, it's vanburman here. Welcome to my review of Space Tyrant. I'm currently playing this on Steam for the PC. Now, to start off with, I just want to make a few things clear, disclosure and all that sort of rubbish. So, I was sent this key for free to do a review on, or actually just to do some content on, actually. Didn't have to do a review, just had to show it off, talk about it. Don't get anything else extra, literally, it's just a press key for me to have a look at the game. So that's nice. Thank you very much for having sent that to me. You know, I do get sent indie games occasionally, and I don't always get a chance to look at them. So when I do, it usually means I've enjoyed the game or I've at least played it. So yeah, a lot of the time it just stays in my inbox. So I should say as well, I was sent this game originally. The first time the code was sent to me was in October. I never looked at it, and then I got it sent at the start of this month. And I made a video saying I was going to look at it, and now eventually I have done. So now I've spent 1 minute rambling. We'll get into the crux of the matter. So the game comes out on the 27th of February, which is just a couple of days from now when this video is going up. I do have a press build of the game, so it should be pretty much in its finished state. Everything looks really well polished, and you know, as though it was a final product. I've not noticed anything that would lead me to think otherwise. So that's really good. That's really useful for it when it's coming out in a couple of days. You know, it seems to be ready. Obviously, any launch day bugs, I don't know. Presume they'll do a proper 1.0 build for it, which is what I'm being told. So it's currently on Steam, £15. You can pick it up. They are planning on doing a launch week discount. That's what I got sent in my email. So don't know if I'm meant to tell you guys that or not, but let's be honest, not too many people are going to watch this video anyway, so that's not really a problem. So it's a 4X game. For those of you that obviously, if you've played any of these games previously, I think it's sort of a more niche genre. I always feel the 4X games. It's never the type of strategy that I've ever really been into. Usually because it mainly evolves around space, but this one, I thought, you know, I'll give it a go. It's from the other side of the coin. You're there to take over and conquer these planets, as opposed to, well, there's no diplomacy. So, yeah, you are literally just there to conquer the entire galaxy, universe. And there's seems to be a few different races you can be. I chose the Techno Slugs, mainly because they sounded the most incredible. So, yeah, there's a lot of memey stuff within the game. You know, it does heavily focus on that, trying to get a few chuckles. Some of it comes off, some of it doesn't. I have had a few chuckles though, to be fair, so I can excuse all the bad ones. Some of them are so bad that they're funny. So you know, they'll have like this dialogue before you do your battles and everything. It's basically like a watered down 4X game. So everything is made a lot more simple. You know, you only have really 3 resources to care about. So you have crystals that you can use your special cards, like power-up cards, will give you special abilities. You then have research points and money, you know, gold. They're the main commodities. You also have your rebellion level, and then obviously if the planets rebel, then you have to sort that out. So you also get this lovely thing at the side on the right. You can see it's called a death ray. So when your oppression is high enough, you can then fire a death ray, and it does, the minute, I'm only sort of like, still in the early stages of the game, so it destroys 1 to 3 ships, or whatever. It can actually be really, really powerful, and I've had it take out a whole fleet before, just because there was only 3 of them. I was right near the end of the level anyway. So you get to build up your own party of ships. The amount you're allowed to have will increase as you level up your character. It's all fairly basic stuff, but you know, there's added bits in there. You know, it's more about timing your attacks. You can upgrade to get shields for your ships, and you know, it can be a little bit. One of my criticisms for the combat is can be a little bit slow paced. Like once you've basically shot off all of your special abilities, at that point it just becomes a bit of a slog. So it does speed up slightly. You know, ships get what's called inspired, which means they can use the special ability again. But sometimes that can be few and far between. I don't know if that's really just because I'm still more at the early stages. Later on, I have seen some clips of it later on, and it looks like a complete cluster F, to be honest with you. Like, literally just lasers just wiping out ships left, right, and centre. So I'm guessing, you know, with more advanced research and technology and, you know, more powerful ships, that will come into play. So overall, I've had a pretty good time with the game so far. Now, one of the things I first thought when I went into it was, well, surely this is a mobile game. It does look quite mobile-esque. I think a lot of how the font is and how stuff's set up, it is designed, it almost looks like it's crying out to be a mobile game. And it probably, ironically, is a game I would play. I could play on mobile. I could see myself like playing this while I'm on the train, while I'm on the plane or whatever. You know, I really could, and I think I'd probably quite enjoy it. So, and I don't play any. I have 0 games installed on my phone. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's a possibility at some point, but it definitely feels as though it's catering towards that. I've looked on the Steam store and I've read all the information, and there's nothing that says it is. So, but if they ever do, I think, you know, it's probably worthwhile I'm doing. It's something I would probably pick up. So the price point and everything I think is about right. If you're into 4X games, even if you're not into 4X games, and you just like the idea of a little bit of a casual pick up and play game, I mean, because that's really how it feels. Like, you don't feel under threat really much of the time. You can take your time doing your moves. You can slow down the combat, speed up the combat, and it's, yeah, pretty user friendly. The tutorial levels are not too intrusive. They didn't really take that long. You do learn a lot from it. Obviously gives you a bit of practical feedback to go and do it, and then throws you in. And I have already like failed a couple of missions because they do give you different objectives. It's not always just dominate. Sometimes it will be, you know, you need to collect a certain amount of crystals, or you need to collect a certain amount of a resource, while also stopping your Galactic Empire from rebelling. So there are a bit of nuance in there as well. But that is obviously more due to just give it some variety. So my time with the game so far has been really good. If these sort of games are what you're into, then you just want something casual that's, you know, not heavy, then this is probably maybe one for you, maybe worth checking out, for example. Blue Wizard have done a pretty good job with this, and if like I say, it feels, that's my criticism and my praise, because I think there's an advantage there. It does feel a bit like a mobile game, but I would like to see it on mobile. So there you go. Don't think I particularly have anything else to tell you other than, yeah, I think that's probably about it. They do describe it as a 5X game, because they, you know, just sort of want to be quirky and clever. But yeah, no, it is really funny. There are some quite funny bits in it. None of the extra mechanics they've added in are overly obtrusive, and yeah, it's all nice, pretty, well polished, worthy of a look. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.